I linked up Frederick to Joyce Mbaya, who's the founder and CEO of Zidi, an end-to-end digital learning platform contextualized for the African business. Zidi, which was launched in 2017, currently serves over 13,000 learners across different countries, with clients such as Uber Kenya and MasterCard Foundation. Joyce is an experienced entrepreneur who has designed and developed a personal development framework, which is published under her book Jibebe, which stands for Emerging, Believe, Become.
Hello, Joyce.
Hi.
My name is Ringo Frederick from Emasa.
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure meeting you. Ideally, giving you a background of Emasa. I know you've been in the business for a while.
Yes.
I know you've been in the business for a while. So I'll just give you a form of a background of what we do. Then you're going to share with me, because I know you have a lot of experience in relation to that.
Yes, yes.
So ideally, Emasa, we have a phone application, actually on an e-learning platform where we have a phone application which is downloadable from Play Store. Also, we do have a web application. Our area of training as of now, basically we are into CPA, these are accounts studies. Also, we are into business studies majorly and skill courses like computer packages and talk of also training like how maybe to repair phones and all that.
Who's your target audience? Who's your customer? Just from what you've said, that's my first question.
Okay, our target customers, ideally, basically we're focusing on students, more so the youths, those who have cleared high school, and those who are into business, those who are doing CPA, that is basically accounts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, so I understand you've been in the business for a while. So maybe what triggered you to join the online, or rather online training? What really motivated you to join online training?
That's a good question. I come from a background where I've been in training for 10 years. So I started as classroom, right? I'm very passionate about empowerment. I get disturbed that I call it knowledge is not democratic, that it seems a privileged who have access to good information can make it in life while other people struggle. Yet this information is available out there, and I think technology can help us get that kind of training skills to more people, right? So my passion is training. I've been teaching. I have a book called Jibebe. So having been in the space, I eventually found that nice balance between my passion for training and tech. But my background is in computer science, so people don't know that.
Oh, your background
that I
is
actually
computer
did
science.
tech, yeah. So eventually it made sense for me to merge my passion for technology and experience with this thing I love so much, which is empowering others, helping people gain the skills they need to succeed. So, and that's how I started Zidi. It's just finding that balance between the two. And I would say maybe seeing the future, right? Because I've been doing training for a long time, there's a time where people would start to ask, can we get videos, can we get, do you have anything online? So I think there was like a trend coming where people were realizing that at some point, we don't have to come in person for everything to get the services. Is there another way? And it made me start thinking about where the world is going and the fact that eventually we need to be able to provide things, all this on digital.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I really love that. Online is the future.
It is.
And also you said education is not democratic, right?
Right now it's not, but I think with tech, that's what we should be aiming to do.
Very true. And I really appreciate that. Now, also being in the same industry, I understand like coming up or getting tutors, that is in regard to providing this content. How do you go about it? Because I do understand that it's kind of a very cumbersome work to get the tutors, maybe to get the trainers to come and offer these services. So on your side, how do you handle such?
You need to realize first that you're a marketplace business. I think you know that.
Yeah.
And so you have two key people you need to satisfy, right? You have the suppliers of the educational content, those are the tutors, and then you have the students. So what that means is your strategy has to start by, one cannot grow without the other, right?
Very true.
And that's the first thing for me I had to learn. In fact, I read so many articles and books trying to see how do you achieve that balance. So you need to know how to, think of the tutor, the way I would do it is, ask yourself what's in it for them. The best way I sell anything, even in business, is it's not about you, it's about the other person.
It's about the client.
So sit down and do a thought, and we call it an empathy map. Put yourself in the shoe of that tutor. What are they going through now? Are they looking for money? Have they lost their job maybe because of COVID and schools closing? What is their life situation? Because when you understand that, you will frame your approach to them and your value to them from that perspective. That is one of the things that has helped me a lot. So I don't just say, I have a platform. People don't care. I have technology. They don't care, they don't know. You have to tell them, hey, you know what? you are struggling because you can't reach as many people as you want to reach. If you use this technology, this is how it's going to benefit you. This is how much you will make. If you use that approach, I think that's the beginning.
Yeah.
And then just listening to them, I think you'll find different types of tutors. So you need to know who your platform is for. Again, segment your customer. There are people who are not ready. You will be, as you know, you're smiling because I'm sure you've done it. You will be selling to them, and they'll appreciate.
They don't share the common form of dream that you have.
Or they don't, it doesn't click. Tech is not there for them. So who's the profile of tutor who can also appreciate the tech? Maybe they are young. Maybe they are thinking differently. Like I think there's a new crop of, if it's teachers, if it's, trainers, maybe the old school guys are not the first people you want to approach. Start with those who already, you don't have to convince them that tech is the future. They'll kind of catch on a bit faster because it will save you time. Those could be 2 tips, but the most important thing is always empathy and putting yourself in the shoes of the person and asking, how do I position my product so that they can see the value for them?
Oh, wow. That's so great. Now, bringing maybe just in addition to that, you brought in a very important concept. Now, I know the hardest part, we shouldn't say the hardest per se, but now when it comes to the payment, right? Paying these tutors. I know that is kind of a challenge probably to those who don't share the dream. Now when it comes to the payment, how do you do it? Is it a one-off thing, or is kind of you go into a form of partnership whereby you say on every content that we do have, this will be our share, and this will be our share? Is it a one-off thing, or is it a continuous thing? How do you go about that?
That's a really good question. And I don't even want to be an expert when I'm not. I would say we've experimented a lot. I think there's no one model which works. But I think ultimately the one tip I'll give you is, if you take the one-off payment, it's like, how do you ensure the tutor is vested in the success of the online training? The reason I say that is because, like for us, remember we're doing personal development. People are buying the trainer as much as they're buying the platform. If the trainer just reports and disappears, we need that continuous relationship. So in our case, we know if we pay them and they go, it's twice as much work for us to be pushing someone's content than if they did it themselves. So we need them to play a role in the marketing. So we set up a structure which is a ratio. It's like our responsibilities. What do we want this person to do? What are we contributing? Based on that, we know how do we share the revenue. But I think revenue shares work. But again, who is the target? If it's somebody who needs cash now, those stories of revenue share, of money later, they won't understand. Also, it's like, who are you selling? I'll give you another example. Maybe you want to sell your content to schools. That's called a B2B model, right? If you're selling to schools, then paying a once-off makes sense. Why? Pay the tutor once. They are happy, you are happy, but then you continue to resell the content and you get your return on investment. So again, different models, different approaches depending on what you want to achieve. But for us, we use both. I'll tell you, don't even assume you have to have one. Because you learn as you go. So we apply both. If we have trainers who can see the vision and are willing to market and do the work, we do a revenue share.
Or you integrate them to do a revenue share.
We do a revenue share. And actually we pay monthly. That's another thing. Pay quickly, don't take long to pay people. So we are very transparent with them. They see all the students who signed up in a month, total sales, they get a receipt showing what is our share, what is their share. So they feel secure.
They feel secure.
Yeah, and their money comes first week of the month. We don't waste time. So those are the kind of things that work. But I'll tell you the truth, this one, there is no one size fits all. Experiment what works for your business. Again, talk to the tutors themselves and see what are they looking for.
Okay, thank you for that. And probably maybe the last question, which I know, looking at the segment that we operate in, also in Africa and also in Kenya, also another thing is the aspect of pricing.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
That one is also a form of, not a challenge per se, but like market is very different, right? Now, when you're talking of how do you price probably your content? How do you price the course that you do offer via the online platform?
There's something which is very important. Have you done financial modeling for your business?
Yeah, I've done financial modeling.
That's good. Because it's just like any other business, I think. You need to make sure, first of all, you've covered your costs of product, cost of developing the product, cost of bringing your product to market. So it, again, even as experimentation. But also I'll tell you something, data is very important. We look at the behavior of people on our platform, for example. The best-selling courses are selling at 1,000 bob. Now, that is very mysterious. When we look at the numbers, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, and there are courses for 100, by the way, there are courses for 200. that tells you something about the customer segment and the behavior.
Or the behavior.
So perceived value. If you price too cheap for educational material, I'll think,
Why? Yeah,
this
why
quality is
pricing
not
that?
good. That's what we've learned. If you
Very
price
true.
too high, you lose them. So it's a balance between the value you're giving and the perceived market value. You know,
perceived
what do people view the value of the content? Because again, that informs a lot. So don't be too cheap because they'll
Of
think
course,
it's not
they'll
quality.
be having form of a doubt.
But
why
don't
are they
be too
charging
high.
that?
So I'd say for individuals selling, like you're selling to students, even 1,000 bob, I don't know, maybe 500. It's a very tough thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So can't answer in 2 minutes, but I
Yeah.
hope it helps.
Yeah, very true. Thank you so much, Joyce. I think I've really gained a lot, and more so in the environment that you're operating, even, or rather taking the fact that we are dealing with students. I've really learned a lot, and thank you so much for sharing probably this journey. And we really hope that also the community, they'll have a different perception when it comes to online training.
I definitely appreciate that as well. I think to encourage you, you're doing the right thing at the right time. We say in a post-COVID world, everything is going digital, and we have to be here to provide the solutions.
Wow.
So I'm still here for you if you need me.
Thank you so much. I think I'll always get in touch with you, at least also to learn some few tips or the other.
Okay.
Thank you so much, and let us so people will embrace technology.
Yes,
Okay,
thank you.
So thank you so much for having watched the show. Hope you've learned a thing or two from the conversations we've had on the show with Aringo and Joyce Mbaya, and also on the Hustle Hangout segment. Look, before we get to end up this particular show, I'd like just to let you know about Tutor Soma, a product of the Standard Group. That is Tutor Soma, tutor.standardmedia.co.ke, a platform whereby you can ensure that your child, either in primary school or in secondary school, can access e-learning courses and also e-learning past papers just to learn. Look, we're in an era whereby knowledge is everything. If you're an entrepreneur out there and you'd like to be a part of the show, remember you can always reach us on our social media handles running below the screen. My name is Ian Dennis, and this has been The Business Push, where we help entrepreneurs better their business.